As a child of the 90s, I can vividly remember the laughter and lessons that filled our living rooms every Tuesday night with the airing of Full House. The show was more than just a comedy to me. It was a reflection of life, family, and growing up. Um, have Mercy fans. For approximately 30 years now, ABC has been absent from airing the Friday night mainstay of TGIF following its abrupt cancellation after an impressive run of 8 seasons. They attributed this move to escalating production expenses, despite the fact that the ratings remained fairly strong. Uh, 24 million viewers tuned in for the May 1995 finale of the show, which featured a two-part episode where the character Michelle Tanner, famously portrayed by twins Mary-Kate Olsen and Ashley Olsen, experienced temporary memory loss. For over 3 decades now, uh, our infatuation and fondness for the iconic representative of the 90s era has remained unyielding. This enduring love led to a 5 season revival series titled Fuller House, uh, which aired on Netflix and concluded in 2020. Since the Tanner Katsopoulos Gladstone crew has become like our family, we're all deeply affected by the news that Dave Coulier, otherwise known as Uncle Joey, is fighting stage 3 non Hodgkin's uh, lymphoma to, uh, though he informed Today.com that doctors believe he will achieve quote unquote total remission once his chemotherapy ends in February 2025. He remains comfortable with whatever journey life takes him on. He expressed that his life has been truly remarkable, filled with exceptional individuals. He described his experience as one of great magnitude, and uh, he finds peace in the possibility that this could be the culmination of his voyage. No matter what, he won't be lost out there or all alone. In simpler terms, John Stamos posted on Instagram saying, my brother, since the very beginning, after Coulier announced the news on November 13th, I love you, D. Coulier, and I'll stand by your side throughout everything. And after acknowledging his initial dislike for the series, it's intriguing to understand how Stamos transitioned from contemplating, leaving to finding support and connection at every turn. And as we draw back the curtains, let's delve deeper into the 8 season journey, uncovering 25 fascinating secrets that we stumbled upon along the way. Initially, the creator of Full House, Jeff Franklin, envisioned incorporating more comedians into the show beyond Dave Coulier's character, Joey Gladstone. It's surprising to think of the series in any other light as the beloved family sitcom it became. Initially, his idea revolved around House of Comics, a comedy series centering on 3 comedians residing together. However, when it emerged that ABC was seeking content more akin to Family Ties and The Cosby Show, he subtly adjusted the direction of his concept. Initially, Bob Saget had been Franklin's preferred choice to play widowed father Danny Tanner in the show, but he was already committed to hosting CBS's morning show, the morning program. As a result, John Posey took on the role during the initial filming of the pilot episode. After Saget was dismissed from his job, Franklin then released Posey from his contract and hired him instead. Later on, Posey became a regular on shows such as Seinfeld, ER, NCIS, Teen Wolf, and How to Get Away with Murder. As a lifestyle expert, I'd like to share an interesting tidbit about the classic TV show Full House. Initially, Danny's brother-in-law was Adam Cochran. However, John Stamos felt that name didn't quite fit his vision for the character. So in a unique twist, the character's name was transformed to Jesse Cochran. After an impressive first season, Stamos wielded even more influence and had the last name changed to Kostopoulos to reflect his own Greek heritage. For this unexpected surname change was cleverly explained as Jesse adopting a stage name to give himself a rock and roll edge. I mean, who wouldn't want a cooler sounding name like Kostopoulos? Among the numerous sets of twin infants who tried out for the part that eventually made them unforgettable icons, it was Mary-Kate Olsen and Ashley Olsen who stood out as the only ones who didn't shed a tear throughout the process. As a lifestyle expert, I can tell you that maintaining composure during filming is crucial to ensure that temperamental babies won't disrupt your scenes. But initially, I wasn't entirely fond of the Olsen twins, but it seems their initial calm auditioning was a bit of a deception. As I shared with reporters in 2015, they shed quite a few tears during the early stages, which is why there were whispers about them being replaced by another set of twin redheads. However, those twins didn't last long either, paving the way for the Olsens to reclaim their spots. Indeed, that story held some truth to it. To keep their secret, the show's creators opted to hide the fact that two babies were playing Michelle Tanner. For seasons 2 through 7, they used a clever tactic in the opening credits, listing them as Mary-Kate Ashley Olsen, instead of revealing that it was actually two separate revolutionary into 18 Venters. However, as their fame grew and the secret became increasingly implausible, they finally changed the credit to Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen during the 8th and final season. As the fraternal twins matured and their individual identities became clearer, the creators began contemplating letting one of them exit the show, with plans to retain Mary-Kate as their only actress portraying Michelle. However, it was Stamos who stepped in, refusing to see one twin dismissed. How things change over time. As a dedicated follower, I didn't just develop feelings for the twins alone. Their younger sister, Elizabeth Olsen, managed to carve out a special niche in my affection as well. Over numerous set visits, we grew closer, and her charm even led her to make a memorable guest appearance as Girl with Flowers in an episode back in 1995. As a lifestyle enthusiast, I can't help but notice an intriguing detail from the first season of a popular show. The mannequin in Joey's room always mirrors his outfit. You might not have caught it at first glance, but once you do, it's quite striking. This little joke was only present for one season, but it's a detailed one that leaves us pondering, why on earth did Joey keep dressing his mannequin to match his own attire? It's important to note that, contrary to popular belief, Coulier didn't originally come up with his famous cut system. It out catchphrase on his own or have it scripted for him in the Full House writer's room. Instead, the comedian has openly acknowledged that he borrowed it entirely from a friend of his. In their comedic partnership before the show started, Mark Cendrowski often played a smooth character and joked to female audience members, "You're secretly smitten by me, but remember, it's just an act. Uh, Pretend you don't have feelings for me now." Um, Back in 2014, I confessed to BuzzFeed that I had a secret plan with Coulier, and and I told him I'm going to snatch that. I'm going to use it someday, and he chuckled. Ah, you can't steal that. But I couldn't resist. Uh, you see, I was the star of Nickelodeon's, and that phrase became my signature move on the show. And 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 when rolled around, I just brought it along with me, and it stuck, like glued out. Um, Following a dream sequence in season 3 where the characters were older, Coulier discovered his first wife to be actress Jane Modine, also known as Adult Michelle. Uh, they got married in 1990, had a son named Luke that same year, and later separated in 1992, um, prior to being incarcerated for federal offenses. Lori Loughlin had gained significant fame as Aunt Becky. However, this wasn't initially planned. When she was first cast as Jesse's romantic interest, the role was only meant for 6 episodes in season 2. But the producers found her chemistry with Stamos so captivating. They extended the role, and she remained a permanent fixture on the show. According to an interview Scott Weinger gave to the Huffington Post in 2012, his character Steve was initially planned for just a single appearance, but unexpectedly became a recurring figure throughout later seasons. He mentioned that in a single episode, he was brought onto the show, which seemed to be focused on DJ babysitting. However, it turned out that DJ wanted to go out with someone and took the children along instead. But the plan was only for 1 episode. Later, they decided to introduce a character as DJ's permanent boyfriend for the subsequent season. Excited about this opportunity, he agreed to portray this regular character. To Braz, in the case of Full House, it was uh, it was Jodie Sweetin who didn't need to audition for the show. This is because she had already made an impression with her guest appearance on another sitcom produced by Miller Boyett, Valerie. Impressed by her potential, Franklin then offered her the role in Full House, feeling it was a perfect fit for her. In terms of Joey moving into Danny's house in the show, John Cooley and Bob Saget had personal experiences to reference. As Coulier once stayed with Saget for 3 weeks when he was passing through Los Angeles after they met in 1979. Unlike Joey, who remained at the Tanner residence, Coulier eventually left. It's well known that Saget's humor on Full House was more blue than what was shown on the series. Interestingly, it was revealed that behind the scenes, Saget, Stamos, and Coulier frequently got into mischief, primarily for their own amusement when cameras weren't rolling. In an interview on Oprah, where are they now? In 2015, Coulier mentioned that the trio consisting of me, Bob, and John often found ourselves in a fair share of trouble convening According to him, it was our mothers who were saying this, not us. Interestingly, he added, we didn't realize there were kids backstage with monitors in their rooms uh, during season one. The chemistry among the three main male characters wasn't quite solid. To strengthen their relationship during their break, they decided on a road trip to Las Vegas. However, when it was time to depart, a married Saget chose to stay behind, leaving Stamos and Coulier to travel together instead. The close bond that developed enabled the writers to frequently pair Jesse and Joey in scenes, boosting their shared screen time among the series' entire run of 193 episodes. Just three actors, Stamos, Coulier, and Sweeten, appeared consistently throughout. Saget is not included in this total due to his absence from the original pilot episode. The TV show Full House mainly filmed its episodes away from San Francisco, where it was set, except for a single instance. This happened during season 8 when they shot an episode titled Comet's Excellent Adventure. In this storyline, the family dog ran away and they all searched for him across the city. Instead of staging the locations mentioned in script on the show's Burbank set, which would have been challenging to replicate authentically, the cast chose to travel north for them a brief period instead, where during their trip to Walt Disney World for a unique episode, DJ envisioned Steve dressed up as Aladdin. And surprisingly, Weinger donned the costume. The amusing visual joke lay in the fact that the actor had lent his voice to the street rat character from the 1992 animated movie. One key aspect about Danny Tanner is his strong affection for a tidy home. Yet, if you delve into the earliest seasons, this characteristic didn't fully emerge until season 2, 1, 10, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. In fact, there's an episode in that inaugural year where the trio find themselves needing their mothers to assist them in straightening out their lives, demonstrating an early inconsistency in character development. In a similar fashion to how it was portrayed on the show, Candace Cameron Bure also escorted Weinger to her actual prom in real life. To clarify things, the canine actor from the movie Air Bud wasn't the one playing Comet in the series. The former only made an appearance when his basketball talents were required, while another dog took on the role of the Tanner family pet during regular episodes. Stephanie and Michelle each had their own book series during the peak of the show's success. The Full House Stephanie series consisted of 33 books. Well, Full House Michelle had a total of 40. Following these were a 14-book series called Full House Sisters, which focused on their shared bond, and a 4-part series titled Full House Dear Michelle, which centered around advice column written by the youngest Tanner girl for her 3rd grade class. One way to paraphrase "You got it, dude" in Russian would be "Ты всё понял, dudes," or simply "Понимаешь, dudes," which translates literally to "You understand, dudes." Like, After ABC unexpectedly ended following its 8th season, efforts were initiated to carry on the series over on the emerging WB network. However, the arrangement disintegrated as both Stamos and Cameron Bure opted against participating in it